Yesterday's video was received pretty well, and there was a comment that was left asking for more UPS content. Good morning! It is raining cats and dogs this morning. Just dropped the kids off at school. We are a little better on time today than we were yesterday, by quite a bit. Friday, Brooklyn has her spelling test today, so we were going over spelling this morning. We're going for our first 100%. She's gotten 17 out of 20. I think she's gotten 18 out of 20, perhaps her best. We had longer time to work on these spelling words, so we're going for 100%, hopefully. We did breakfast, we did no TV, and everybody's mood and temperament was good this morning, even Dad's. Had to wake up a little earlier this morning because I looked at my phone when I woke up to go to the bathroom, and yesterday's video was not uploading, and I was so confused as why it wasn't, and I couldn't figure out why the upload got interrupted. And then it dawned on me, when I get done editing a video, I like to just get rid of all the files. I clear the cards on the camera, I clear the computer, I just clean desk, and then the only thing I have left is the video I created. It just keeps things more clean, more organized. Well, what I did was I took the file, the video that I created that was on the computer, and I put it on an external hard drive, and then I cleared the computer, left it on to upload. But when the computer was uploading, it was uploading that video from the computer. So when I put it on the hard drive and then wiped it off the computer, it had nothing to upload. So I had to fix that this morning. So because of that, I was up early and was able to make myself a coffee, and ended up working out because we had a good morning. But I'm tired because I went to bed late and I woke up early. Luckily, it's Friday. We got 20 minutes to make it to work. Hopefully we go into a good day. Hopefully Brooklyn smashes her spelling test. Hopefully Braxton does not get in trouble. Had an issue with getting in trouble lately, and we've had to do some groundings at home, and that kind of sucks and screws up the night for the rest of the family. So hopefully, because it's going into the weekend and Supercross is tomorrow, we don't have to deal with that. So gave him a pep talk before we went inside. Speaking of that, Supercross is tomorrow. Anaheim won. If you're here because of UPS content or car audio content, but you like Supercross, I am probably one of the biggest Supercross fans. I used to race back in the day, and so get pretty excited every time that time of the year comes around. Don't know where the next clip of this video will be. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I did bring a lunch today, so be sitting down at some point eating a lunch again. Yeah. See you guys in the next clip. All right. It is lunchtime, and today we are sitting right in front of the SIO hardware store. We have a very similar lunch to yesterday. How's it going? Good. We have another burrito, except yesterday when I was cooking this one, I messed up. I put a little too much spice in it, and it's pretty spicy. I should have brought my water from my truck. Yesterday's video was received pretty well, and there was a comment that was left asking for more UPS content. I was trying to think what I could do to show more UPS content. And then this thought came to me. I'm very blessed to have been at UPS as long as I have and to have started as early as I did. And I got to thinking, when I was young, 18 years old, what was it that made me stay? Because turnover rate in the warehouse at UPS is higher than I'm sure the company would like it to be. So what was it that made me stay? I got to thinking about that. And we had a manager, a morning manager at the time who was pretty young. His name was Landon. In fact, I hope somebody sees this video that knows him and shares this with him, because I think it'd be cool for him to hear this. Because I just thought of this and I felt like I should share it. He was young, maybe only a couple years older than me. And he was like high speed, decided to go the management route, was going to college, was getting his business degree, I believe. But his personality was not that he was a manager. It was kind of like an older brother. Like we'd show up in the morning and we'd have this mess to figure out. And I wasn't necessarily showing up to work and being told this is how I'm going to do it. I was showing up and we would have these conversations like, what are we going to do? And he's like, we're going to figure it out together. And so it created this brotherhood. And you don't notice that type of thing at the time, but once you have some years and some hindsight to look back, then you can see these things. And that's what it was for a long time. From like age 18 to 22, 23 years old, you were showing up and then there was like this brotherhood connection of, we're just going to get this shit figured out. And I think that marks a good leader. And I don't even think he meant to do that. I think that's just naturally who he is. And I think that's why he's prospered and moved up in the company. And I think I have to attribute a lot of my early success to Landon creating that environment. We are sitting right here in front of the Sile hardware store, actually. Talked to Mike and I was like, hey, you comfortable if I sit down in front of your store and make these videos? We're out here on a public sidewalk, lunch break. And he's like, absolutely. So I'm hoping he will get me a chair and table set up out here, because right now I'm just using a bench. It's kind of wonky. But I figured this would be a good spot here in town to just have a little chat. Is it weird filming in public like this where everybody's staring at you? It's different. I think I've been doing it long enough that it doesn't really bother me too much. There's definitely a lot more going on around here. So yeah, to that comment of we need more UPS content. I've been with the company since 2008, and I really have to attribute that early part of my career of just being with the right people at the right time. It was like a little brotherhood. I wasn't coming into a 45 or 50-year-old manager who's just like pointing and do this, do that, kind of boss-like, but coming into an older brother who was more like a leader, who was trying to figure it out with us. And I think it just created the right atmosphere for me to enjoy coming in and us working all together, learning together, and then subsequently having years under our belt together. And then once you're invested into a company, 4 or 5 years, obviously, there comes pride with that, recognition with that. And then I think it gets easier to stick with something. And I think that goes with anything, whether you're creating videos, you're on a diet, you work out, you've had a certain amount of time at a job. Creates consistency. do have my Kenetik again, which is Roman Atwood's brand. And I think he is announcing that there's a new partner in this brand, but Roman Atwood owns that. We got the cottage cheese and cashews, and we got the burrito, and to top it all off, we got the veggie straws. This burrito's super hot, so luckily I have this drink here to soothe the tongue. It is Friday. Tomorrow is Supercross. Go Hayden Deegan. Looking forward to that. I think we may be hanging out with some friends tonight. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing, so stay tuned for whatever the next clip of this video could be. Probably talk to you guys on the way home in the truck when I get my route done. Today, great day. Again, 2 days in a row, which is pretty rare. 112 stops and about 124 miles, so that's pretty good. So, gonna bang out this lunch. I will see you guys in the next clip. Oops. Turn my hat on backwards so you can see me. All right, it is 6:42 p.m. Today started out as a good day, and then about halfway through the day, I had a couple packages that I could not find. And on a country route, that's not good. So I looked through my whole truck, or so I thought, and I didn't come across anything. And so you end up marking the package not found, probably misload on a different truck. But here's the issue with that. I preloaded in the warehouse for 6 years. So I know all the bad habits that a preloader can have. Let me adjust that. And this is what happens when the volume is coming down the belt, and it gets really crazy at times when you have error, or just your trucks seem to be getting hammered at that point in time during the morning. When you're pulling packages off the belt and they go in a specific spot in the truck, instead of setting the package down at the back of the truck, a lot of people will grab the packages off and set them on the back of the shelf and get everything off the belt, and then go back to each truck, grab those packages that they piled up on the shelf, and then put them where they're supposed to go. That is a really, really bad habit. And the reason is you forget. And what happens is you might go and clean up one of your cars or two of your cars. You might forget the third, or you just completely forget altogether. And it can usually be caught when a package is misplaced on a shelf by a driver who's been doing it for a long time, because we kind of know these bad habits and can find a package on the back shelf that's not supposed to be there. But where it becomes a problem is when it is error, and it ends up being an envelope that is set on the back shelf, and then it slides underneath the box, and it's on one of your back shelves, just kind of hidden. And so when you go through and arrange your car, even I won't find it sometimes because it's under a barbecue or whatever, and then you find it at the end of the day. So that's what happened today. It's part of the gig. It's not that big of a deal. I just had to loop back. There was quite a few packages that were put on the back of my shelf. Had two that I couldn't find that ended up being smaller envelope type packages that were hidden under some bigger packages. You come across them, you're like, well, shit. Guess we're gonna go ahead and make a loop back around. And when you're a country route, it's not so simple. It's just driving 2 or 3 blocks over here to pick it up. You're driving, deadhead miles to re-deliver that package. So that's what happened tonight. That's why we're in a little bit later than I had originally intended. So we gotta get diesel. Gonna get some diesel. It's Friday night, go home, hang out. Next clip should be all showered up, cleaned up, hanging out with the fam. Brooklyn, how did you do on your spelling test? What did you get? What was it?
18.
How much?
18. I got 18 out of 20.
18 out of 20.
Uh-huh.
Good job, honey. All right, guys. Home showered. Sat down with the friends. Had a couple drinks. Brooklyn got 18 out of 20 on her spelling test, which is phenomenal. As long as we keep doing scores like that, I'll be happy. I wanted to show you really quick, because I kind of need something to end this video, a project that I have to finish this weekend that was actually supposed to be a Christmas project. So I'm going to try and get it finished up tomorrow. But let me spin you around here and show you. So right here, this is another project. This is a Christmas present I bought for Andrea, which is a collapsible wall mount for her squat rack, which I need to get put up because I actually want to use the pull-up bar. And I also bought her some pull-up bands, some workout bands that she can use. Something I want to get done. But right here, we have some pegboard, and it came brown, and I spray painted it black. The next thing I had to do was cut some 2x4s to the same length as the pegboard, and also paint black. So, what I did not have at the time was screws long enough to put this frame together for this pegboard and 2x4s. I'm getting to what it is. In this box, I have a bunch of black pegboard hooks. So it's fully blacked out. And what it's going to hold is Nerf guns for Braxton. I bought him some Nerf guns for Christmas, and they're all colorful. As you've seen, the Nerf Rival series is like blue, yellow, red. And so I wanted to build him a Nerf gun wall and hang it up in his closet, completely blacked out, so that his colorful guns will all stand out on that. And so he has about 6 as of right now. And it was supposed to be done for Christmas. It's not. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to work on that. So I figured that was a good clip to add in here to end tonight's video, is showcasing that. Once that gets done, we need to move a elliptical, which is on the other side of the garage, behind the Tahoe here, and I think that is where I'm going to mount the squat rack. But the problem with the squat rack is, if you, let me spin you around again, check out our garage, it's just full of stuff. You see the stem walls here? They are rather tall. I think they're 18-inch stem walls in this house. And the bottom mount for this collapsible squat rack is much shorter than the 18 inches. And I do not want to drill into the concrete to mount it. So I have to get 2x10s or 2x12s to screw into the wall to drop down in order to mount that squat rack. It's a whole process. But there's a couple projects that I have to do, including finishing up this Razor and the sound system that's in this Razor. So there you go. There's 3 updates of projects that I need to get done, and we're going to get one of them started and done tomorrow, hopefully. I would have more for you tonight, but like I said, came home and the wife and the friends wanted to sit down and have a couple drinks. So we just sat down, had a couple drinks, hung out, socialized, and just relaxed. So it is now 11 o'clock at night. I need to throw this clip in the computer, get it edited really quick, and then get it posted so that you guys have something to watch tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys. You watching these videos is pretty cool. It's pretty special. It's cool to see the feedback in the comments that you enjoy seeing these more authentic, behind the scenes, real life content. So with that said, much love.